Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're tackling a challenging and often controversial concept: victim blame. Victim blaming is the tendency to hold victims partially or entirely responsible for the harm they've experienced, rather than placing the blame solely on the perpetrator of the harmful act. It's like pointing a finger at someone who's been caught in a storm, criticizing them for not bringing an umbrella, instead of acknowledging the unpredictable nature of the weather. This mental model is particularly insidious because it often operates subconsciously, influenced by our biases and societal narratives. It's as if we're all wearing invisible glasses that sometimes distort our perception of cause and effect in harmful situations. Let's consider an example. In cases of theft, people might question why the victim didn't have better security measures, rather than focusing on the actions of the thief. It's like blaming a garden for attracting pests, instead of addressing the pest problem itself. In the business world, victim blaming can manifest in various ways, from downplaying workplace harassment to blaming consumers for falling for scams. It's a bit like a company selling faulty products and then blaming customers for not reading the fine print, rather than taking responsibility for the product's shortcomings. Historically, victim blaming has been a significant barrier to social progress and justice. It has been used to justify oppression, dismiss valid complaints, and maintain harmful status quos. It's like a societal defense mechanism that protects the system at the expense of the individual. Interestingly, psychologists suggest that victim blaming might partly stem from our need to believe in a just world, the idea that good things happen to good people and bad things to bad people. This belief can lead us to assume that if something bad happened to someone, they must have done something to deserve it. It's like trying to force a complex, chaotic world into a simplistic, orderly narrative. So how can we apply awareness of the victim blame model in our daily lives? Firstly, it encourages us to be more empathetic and less judgmental when hearing about others' misfortunes. By recognizing our tendency to victim blame, we can consciously work to counteract it. It's like adjusting the focus on a camera to see the full picture more clearly. Secondly, in professional settings, understanding victim blaming can help create more supportive and just environments. Whether dealing with customer complaints or addressing workplace issues, avoiding victim blame leads to better problem solving and more ethical practices. It's like clearing obstacles from a path. It allows for smoother progress and better outcomes for everyone. Lastly, on a societal level, awareness of victim blaming can make us more critical consumers of media and more engaged citizens. We can question narratives that subtly shift blame onto victims and advocate for more balanced, compassionate approaches to addressing harm. It's like being a fact checker for fairness in our daily lives. In conclusion, the victim blame mental model serves as a crucial reminder to examine our biases and challenge harmful societal narratives. By recognizing and countering the tendency to blame victims, we can create more just, empathetic, and solution-focused environments in our personal lives, workplaces, and society at large. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. I hope this exploration of victim blame hasn't left you feeling guilty about past judgments. Remember, awareness is the first step towards positive change. Until next time, may your empathy be strong and your judgments fair and balanced. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by thepodcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com.